Match day revenue. Ticket sales are the most obvious source, tens of thousands of fans paying anywhere from £20 to several hundred for a single seat, depending on the club, the opponent, and the competition. A stadium like Old Trafford or the new Camp holds over 70,000 people, and with 19 or more home games in the league alone, plus cup ties, the numbers add up fast. But ticket revenue alone doesn't tell the whole story. Concession stands, club merchandise kiosks inside the ground, matchday programs, and parking fees all contribute to what a club earns on the day a game is played. Broadcasting rights. Television money is, for most professional clubs today, the single largest source of income. When the Premier League negotiates a broadcasting deal, it sells the right to air matches to networks around the world: Sky Sports, TNT Sports, NBC, beIN Sports, and dozens more. That money is then pooled and distributed among the 20 clubs in the division. In the 2022 to 2025 cycle, the Premier League's domestic and international TV deals were worth around £10 billion in total. The exact split isn't equal. Clubs that finish higher and appear on screen more often earn a bit more, but the floor is high enough that even a newly promoted side can earn more from TV rights alone than clubs in far more populous countries earn from their entire operation. Commercial sponsorship. Clubs sell their image, their name, and their reach to companies willing to pay for association with them. The shirt sponsor is the most visible example, a logo worn by players on pitches watched by hundreds of millions of people globally. Manchester United's shirt deal with TeamViewer was reported to be worth around £50 million per year. But sponsorship goes far beyond the shirt. Sleeve sponsors, training kit sponsors, and official partnerships with everything from airlines to energy drinks to financial services firms all bring in separate fees. Real Madrid reportedly has over 40 official partners and sponsors at any given time. The more globally recognized the club, the more a brand is willing to pay simply to be seen standing next to it. Stadium naming rights. Some clubs sell the name of their ground itself to a corporate sponsor. The Emirates Stadium, home to Arsenal, is one of the most well-known examples. Emirates Airline has paid to have their name attached to the ground since it opened in 2006. The fees involved are substantial, often running into hundreds of millions of pounds over multi-decade agreements. Interestingly, some clubs, particularly in Germany and Spain, have resisted this model. Bayern Munich's Allianz Arena and Borussia Dortmund's Signal Iduna Park both carry sponsor names, but clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid have kept their stadium names entirely identity-led, viewing it as a matter of brand pride. Player sales and transfer fees. Football clubs are talent developers and talent traders. When a club signs a young player, they develop them through their academy or first team and then sell them to another club for a profit. That fee becomes a direct revenue line. Ajax of Amsterdam built one of the most respected models in European football around exactly this principle, consistently developing players and selling them at significant profit. The sale of Frenkie de Jong to Barcelona for around €86 million in 2019 is a well-known example. Even sell-on clauses, written into transfer contracts, mean a club can receive a percentage of a future resale long after the player has moved on. Academy revenue. The youth academy is where long-term value is built quietly over years. Clubs invest in young players from as early as age 8 or 9, providing coaching, education support, nutrition, and infrastructure. If those players make it to the first team or get sold professionally, the return on that investment can be enormous. Manchester City's academy, for instance, produced a generation of players like Phil Foden, Cole Palmer, and more, some of which were eventually sold or promoted, with the revenue from those deals helping fund squad rebuilding at the top level. UEFA also has solidarity payments built into the transfer system, which means any club that trained a player during their development years receives a small percentage of any future professional transfer fee. Prize money. Every competition a club enters comes with prize money attached to performance. The UEFA Champions League is by far the most lucrative, with clubs earning tens of millions of euros simply for qualifying, and significantly more for each round they progress through. Reaching the final alone can bring in well over €100 million when TV pool distributions and performance bonuses are included. Domestic leagues also distribute prize money based on final position. In the Premier League, the difference in earnings between finishing first and finishing 17th can be around £40 million. Cup competitions also offer smaller but still meaningful prizes. For clubs in lower leagues, reaching a domestic cup round against a top-flight side can mean a payout that genuinely changes their financial picture for that season. Merchandise and retail. Every scarf, shirt, mug, and keyring carries a margin that flows back to the club. The replica shirt market alone is worth billions globally. When Barcelona released a home kit in a new style, they reportedly sold over 1 million shirts within days. Clubs with global fan bases, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United, Liverpool, generate merchandise revenue that dwarfs what most mid-table clubs earn from any single source. Online stores have extended this reach significantly, allowing a supporter in Lagos or Jakarta to buy official club products without ever attending a match. Digital and media revenue. As clubs have grown into global media organizations, their digital presence has become a revenue channel in its own right. YouTube channels, club-owned streaming services, podcasts, social media content partnerships, and subscription-based behind-the-scenes access all generate income. Manchester City's content operation produces documentary-style content distributed across platforms worldwide. Some clubs have launched their own OTT streaming platforms, selling subscriptions to fans who want access to extended highlights, archive footage, and exclusive interviews. Stadium rental and non-football events. A large, well-equipped stadium sits unused for some time if only football is played in it. Clubs have increasingly recognized that the venue itself can be monetized far beyond the sport. Wembley Stadium hosts dozens of major events each year. The Rolling Stones, Beyoncé, Taylor Swift, and countless others have played grounds belonging to football clubs. Beyond concerts, stadiums host corporate conferences, award ceremonies, graduation events, and in some cases, other sports entirely. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium was built with a synthetic grass layer beneath the real pitch, allowing it to host NFL games. The Los Angeles Rams and Jacksonville Jaguars have both played regular season games there, with the NFL paying significant hosting fees for the privilege. Loans and player wages offloading. When a club has a player they are not using but cannot sell easily, perhaps because the fee is too high or the market is limited, a loan deal can generate income. Some loans are free arrangements, but others involve the borrowing club paying a loan fee, sometimes covering part or all of the player's wages, and in certain deals paying an upfront fee to the parent club. Chelsea's model of maintaining a vast squad and loaning players across Europe became one of the more studied examples of this approach. At its peak, the club had over 40 players out on loan simultaneously. Intellectual property and licensing. A football club's logo, crest, name, and associated imagery are legally protected assets. Licensing them to third parties, video game makers, clothing manufacturers, trading card companies, mobile app developers, and others, brings in revenue without the club needing to produce anything physical themselves. EA Sports' long-running FIFA video game series, now rebranded as EAFC, paid significant licensing fees to use authentic club names, kits, and likenesses. The same applies to Panini's sticker albums, which have been produced annually for decades and involve licensing agreements with clubs across dozens of leagues worldwide.